In other news, Bitcoin just dropped to its lowest price in 3 months. And at the same time, economists say they see signs of a sea change for the crypto industry. The investment platform Robinhood says the Securities and Exchange Commission will drop its investigation into the company's crypto arm. That news comes 3 days after a similar announcement from Coinbase, saying the SEC also agreed to drop its case against it. So let's bring in CBS News MoneyWatch correspondent Kelly O'Grady. Kelly, what's going on with crypto?
Well, I think we are seeing the effects of a pro-crypto administration. Remember, President Trump, a lot of members that were elected to Congress, they promised to be pro-crypto. And this comes after many folks that I have talked to in the crypto industry looked at the Biden administration as very, very chilling towards the industry. Let's also remember that the crypto industry as a whole was one of the biggest donors to the 2024 election cycle to achieve things like this, a softening towards the industry. So you mentioned we had the SEC drop a suit against Coinbase last week, Robinhood this week. The heart of those suits was whether these companies were violating securities law. And I think what you're going to see is the SEC start to build the parameters around, are cryptocurrencies a security? Are they a commodity? Just providing a lot of clarity that hopefully in the future won't lead to, or there won't be a need for these lawsuits, because it will be very clear if or if not these companies are violating them. So definitely we're seeing a big change in crypto right now, Liz.
Kelly, I want to switch gears. President Trump pushing to revive the Keystone XL oil pipeline project that was shut down by the Biden administration. Now, if you remember, the project, first proposed back in 2008, planned to carry oil from Canada's western tar sands to U.S. refiners connecting Hardisty, Canada, with Steel City, Nebraska. In a social media post, Trump said in part, quote, "We want the Keystone XL pipeline built." And Trump says he wants it now. So, Kelly, what's the sell here from the president? And if this project does make a comeback, how is it going to impact everyday Americans?
Okay, so sort of three things of what's the sell from the president. The first is it could potentially lower prices. So think about it. If you have more oil coming from Canada and there is more oil in supply and you have either the same demand or less, that would lower prices. We already get a lot of our oil from Canada, and this would essentially allow more barrels per day, a significant more, to make its way to U.S. refineries. The second is less reliance on Middle Eastern countries for oil. If we're getting more of our oil from Canada, you get less from countries like Saudi Arabia and some of the other OPEC nations, as they are called. That would be both a security benefit, but also an environmental benefit. There are less restrictions in terms of how the oil is drilled, produced over there than there are in Canada or the U.S. And finally, American jobs. So this would require more people to build this pipeline, get it going. So that's the sell from the president. I think what's really interesting is this is happening at the same time that we are also, as a nation, threatening energy tariffs on Canada. So if you have more oil and gas coming from Canada, but you also have a 10% tariff, it will be interesting to see how those two pieces interact.
Yeah, it could complicate things. And I want to ask you, Kelly, about Apple. The company's diversity, equity, and inclusion program looks like it's here to stay. What can you tell us about this?
So there was a shareholder vote today at their annual meeting. A particular shareholder put a proposal on the table that is very common for these meetings to address, that they wanted Apple to follow the lead of some of the other major retailers and tech companies to roll back their DEI policies. Apple shareholders voted against that. They will stay in place. And in fact, CEO Tim Cook said this: "We've never had quotas or targets for Apple. Our strength has always come from hiring the very best people and then providing a culture of collaboration." So as of now, that is there to stay, and shareholders made their voices heard, Liz.
All right, Kelly, thanks so much.